Alright guys, Jordan here. This is a quick little video about our recent gain. This red truck here. This is a 2006 Dodge Dakota. I believe this is the SL model. Wouldn't quote that, but that's what I'm thinking it is. It might be something else, but it definitely is a base model for sure. Nothing I can't complain about though, because we bought it for so cheap. It's obviously got a red exterior. It needs a cleaning. It's got some aftermarket wheels on it with some halfway decent street tires on them. This has the V6 engine in it. I don't remember how many liters. I think it was a 3.5. I don't remember. It might be something higher than that. Yeah, it's the 6-speed manual transmission. So, real quickly, if you don't know why I'm carrying a knife, is because I need to cut something out of the seat real quick. So I figured I'd record while I'm doing so. Now you can see why we got it for so cheap. Or why we tried to get it for so cheap. 40,500 miles. We paid $2,300 for this truck. And usually on Kelley Blue Book, I think these things go for like 3,000 or a little higher. So not bad. Not bad. But I need to, well, not only that, but I need to get this thing out of here because I'll tell you about it in just a moment. Why we're going to try and work with this truck a little bit more, and why this might actually be my first vehicle instead of my Cadillac. So that is my Cadillac. It needs to have its... What's wrong with it is that there's a coolant hose underneath the motor, and it needs to have its clamp tightened, and I know I could probably just go out here and do it in under a minute, but working on this Dodge here, because this Dodge is in very, very spectacular condition for its age. And it's almost 10 years old, and it doesn't even have 50,000 miles on the clock yet for a V6. So this thing is still as smooth as butter. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that thing out of the seat here real quick, so that way it's taken care of, and then I'll tell you a little bit about it. A 5-second job with an X-Acto knife. Very sweet. Let's get this thing out of here. I'm going to throw this thing away. It's bungee corded and tied with a rope to the seat. Now, I'll tell you about this vehicle a little bit. This truck was owned by a owned by one of my grandma's. I don't know if it's close friends or whatever. I don't remember her relationship status with her. It's definitely not friends anymore. But the reason why she got the truck off of her was because of the fact that she got a DUI. Oh yeah, she got into playing with the alcohol, so she got a little DUI, got her truck impounded, that one, and got her dogs impounded. And with that in mind, she, well, my grandma, meaning she, wanted to buy the truck off of her because she figured that this would be her last good deed, and the fact that that she'd want a nice little truck, and hey, maybe it'll go to me. So we offered her $2,300. Now keep in mind, like I said, she's a drug and alcohol user, and they had made a whole agreement about the vehicle and how you got to participate in a bunch of this stuff since you did this, and I won't go into detail, that's a lot of personal information. And she did it. So $2,300 later, and hauling it out of the towing office, here we are. Now my mom said this is the smoothest running truck she'd ever driven. Now keep in mind, that's from a person who knows how to drive a stick, because I do not know how to drive a stick in the slightest to some degree. I mean, I just moved it from right where the Cadillac is to right there, and I did it just fine, yeah, but I'm just not one to work with a clutch, so if I do end up trading my car for the truck, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, so hello world. I gotta throw away some rope. It does have a canopy on it. It does lock. I do have the key for it. We still have to clean out a bunch of the crap here in the bed. It smells, I'm sorry, it reeks of dog. Excuse me. She has 3 dogs, and it absolutely reeks in her truck of dog. I mean, God, you'd have to be there in person. It's like as soon as you open the door, it's like, poof, you get a whole Ooh, those dog smells nasty. God awful. I would actually start the truck up and let it run for you, but since I've already moved it, I'm going to say that I'll wait until another video when I drive it around the block or something, or I'll start it before I go around the block or whatever. But, yep. So now the fun part begins, is that the fact that we do not have a title for this truck yet, if at all. So we're probably going to have to file it for a lost title, or lost or stolen title, or whatever the heck they do with them. I don't know what the deal is with this canopy and why it won't shut, but eh. It does actually lock. I'm assuming, like I said, I need to look at this truck a little bit more to see if I'm willing to trade my precious Cadillac, which needs a little bit of TLC, for this truck, which runs perfectly. Power steering is as smooth as butter and everything. The one reason why I would not pick this over the car, like I said, was the manual transmission. But because it does have a few other features that my Cadillac does not have, I might. But this is a one-time decision, so yeah. There's a couple dings right here, but that's not really all that major. It's got an aux input on the radio. The engine is a V6, which I know that I'm digressing about a V6, but really, I hate paying the price of premium gas for that car. I mean, it gulps it down, and then you got to pay the price for it. And I do like the fact that the car does have the 4 doors on it, but this one, you know, despite the fact it has the swing open doors, the extended cab as they call it, I'm fine with it because it's still a back seat. And overall, I mean, I do miss out on the nicer touches of the Cadillac, like the ability to have whatever's going on with the engine being read out to you, such as change your engine oil or service your systems or something. I really got to think this one through, but I do like the truck. I do love the truck. It's not a bad little vehicle by any means, and I love the Cadillac too, but you know, it's one or the other. Can't have both in this case. I can't license 2 vehicles under my name because I'm not 18 yet, but whatever. So what should I pick? Any of you all on YouTube got a recommendation as to what I should pick? Should I pick the V6 truck, which has, you know, the advantage of the bed and, you know, teaching me how to learn a stick shift? It's a little bit more simple inside. Or should I pick the Cadillac, which is a race car, mind you, a little bit of a race car with its fast V8, expensive premium gas. The radio doesn't have an aux input. The back seats, leather seats in that. But I've got a problem with coolant leaking. I've got a problem with the power steering. And the fact that it likes to always complain about this CCR system, like I said, with the rear shocks. But, and I know it's up to me, but I was just thinking, I think the truck might be a better deal for me because 1, it's got lower mileage, 2, it runs a lot smoother, 3, I can learn how to drive a manual, 4, I can tell my dad to quit bragging I don't have a truck. You know, Dakota's a real truck, an S10 isn't. And a Ranger is as well. Boy, that's a tough decision, really. I mean, I'm willing to learn a stick. I'm willing to learn to drive a manual transmission if the truck runs good. And so far, the engine is the smoothest V6 you'll ever hear. I mean, believe me, that is a very smooth V6. So, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But before I make any decision, we're going to clean out the interior and the bed, get all that dog smell out of there, and most likely we're going to put on some seat covers before we vacuum them because we don't want to be sitting on some previous owner's garbage, because that is what's in there. I don't know. I'll find out later on. So for now, figured I'd introduce you the truck and what it is. It's pretty much just a Dakota SL with the V6 in it in red. Pretty much got no features in it, but I'm okay with that because it is my first vehicle. Power windows, power locks, no cruise control. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough decision. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video now, so thank you for watching.